It's just so crazy how in life, how you're feeling, everything around you kind of speaks to you. So when I was really down and out, all of a sudden my Instagram feed was very just like motivational. My Instagram feed was like sending me like songs. Like there's this one that's like, I am healthy, I am rich, I am that rich, you know, I am gonna get that bag and I'm not gonna take your shit, I am protected, well respected, I'm a queen, I'm a dream, I do what I want to do, I am who I want to be because I am me. Hi my salty pecans, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Pamela, and on today's video we are going to be talking about mental health and how it has essentially impacted myself, my plants, and how I've been caring and also neglecting them the past couple of months. Obviously these are things that I don't come on here and share. I tend to just go through what I'm going through and then come on here, and this space is something that brings me joy. But I think it's also very important to be real, be honest, and just speak to you all about, you know, what's going on with me, what has been going on with me, and maybe you're feeling the same way too. So if you're interested in just catching up with me and speaking about mental health, and of course, like I said, mental health in regards to plant care, then keep on watching. So welcome back everyone. Okay, all right. Mental health. Honestly, I don't even know what the dictionary definition of mental health is, but what I do know about the human mental health, what I see mental health as, is being in a state of happiness, being in a state of content, being in a state of positivity, being in a state of self-love, being in a state of, you know, just not feeling overwhelmed by the littlest of things, not neglecting yourself, not neglecting the ones around you, and that can either include plants, that can either include your pets, that can include friends and family. We all go through our ups and downs, and especially in the times that we're in, this entire, you know, Rona, it has caused so many of us to stay inside, stay, you know, cooped up, getting back inside of a shell. And for many of us, you know, having the ability to associate, to interact with others really does help us. There's a quote that I live by, and it goes, I travel not to escape life, but for life not to escape me. And personally, traveling brings me so much joy. Traveling brings just so much peace to my life. It just brings so much happiness to me. Being able to just go somewhere and immerse myself in their culture, you know, get away from reality, which is, you know, whatever is back home, and getting just this view of a different way of life, getting this appreciation for someone else's way of life. And because of, you know, the pandemic pay, we have not been able to. And not only because of being isolated from, you know, the people closest to you and also the rest of the world, you also go through just your own mental regression of who you are, like what is life about, what makes you happy. So like I mentioned in the intro, I have just not been in the best mental state the past couple of months. I would honestly say I am recouped. I am like back to my normal self, if not better. And of course it has taken months and weeks for me to get, you know, back to this place of self-love, back to this place of, Pam, get your space in order. Pam, water your plants, they're drying up. I was like in such a shell like within myself that I would look at my plants knowing that they need to be taken care of, knowing that they need to be watered. And I would also have the water, you know, easily at reach, but I could not bring myself to do that. I could not bring myself to provide the simplest of care, you know, to things that I love. Plant collecting has been my hobby. Plant collecting is my hobby. I've been collecting plants for well over a decade, you know. This plant alone, I believe, is like maybe like 13 years old now, 12, 13 years old. I've had this plant for so long, and there are other plants in my home that I've had even longer. And I could not even bring myself to watering this plant. I could not bring myself to watering majority of my plants. I usually would water my plants like weekly, or you know, like week and a half, and I'd go like 3 weeks without watering my plants, and I would look at them knowing that, Pam, it's yellowing, it's drying up, why are you not putting the effort into that? So I want you all to know that it's okay to go through what you're going through. You're not alone. We all go through these bits of sadness every now and then. And of course, it's most important to be able to remove yourself from, you know, from that deep hole, from that sad space, from that place of neglect. And like I mentioned, I'm only not neglecting my plants, I'm neglecting my friends, my family, my loved ones, and mainly myself. How I believe I was able to get out of this is, one, realizing how detrimental being in that state was to me. And of course, during this whole time, I knew it was detrimental, right? I knew that not watering my plants would kill them. Honestly, I've lost this past year alone maybe about like 20 something plants, and some of them were, you know, before going to like this state of like sadness, this state of loneliness, but a majority of them was during that time frame, you know. And it's like it all is just because of neglect. So yes, how I felt like I was able to start removing myself from that was communicating with people I find of value in my life, people that I care for and that care for me, and also doing little things for myself, like waking up in the morning and putting on a little bit of like mascara and, you know, doing my brows, and not just like staying in sweats all day and feeling bad for myself. Also going out by myself, even though a lot of places are closed, a lot of, you know, areas where you can interact with others have been closed, but luckily now the states are opening up if you live in a state that has been closed. For example, New York has been closed since March of 2020, and slowly but surely our state has been opening up. So being able to take myself out for dinner or taking myself out for lunch, you know what I mean, going out for a walk, getting fresh air, the weather, the seasons are warming up, so that's even better. Being in the cold climate, being in the cold seasons, and being stuck inside, not being able to go out and interact with others, really did affect me mentally too, because ultimately I always thought I was an ambivert, which is a combination of, you know, an introvert and an extrovert. But when I really think about it, I am such an extrovert that the interaction with others, like the physical interaction, not the communication via, you know, microwaves, you know, nanowaves via your phones, that is not interaction enough for me. I have to physically see you, see your facial expressions, just like get the vibrations from person to person. That is me, you know. So that has also helped me. And another thing that really has helped me is having a commuter job. Even though we were on lockdown, I would say fortunate, but some might not see it as fortunate, but I was fortunate enough to get a job during the pandemic after losing my job during the pandemic. That was an essential job, and I was able to travel in and out of the house to work. So that also allowed me some socialization, and it helped with not feeling alone, because again, a lot of it is just feeling alone and not feeling good enough and not feeling worthy. And when you don't feel mentally there, then there's nothing anyone can say to you. I think there was a point where I really removed myself from this cocoon of sadness, and it was just me. I drew a warm hot bath. I added some Lush products. I want to give a huge shout out to one of my salty pecans, Matthew King. He, during like the holidays, he like sent me this awesome gift box of just amazing Lush products, and I was using them, you know, throughout the couple of months. But when I drew that bath, I used the products that he sent to me, and that really just helped me. And it was also amazing because someone who I feel, you know, who also communicates that they appreciate me and I appreciate them, I was able to also find some love from them too. And so shout out to you, Matthew, for that little, you know, sign of appreciation, and I really appreciate that so much. So from one of the boxes, like I mentioned, that he sent to me. So that night I drew like an Epsom salt bath. I added my Lush bath bomb, I added some essential oils, I made a tiny fruit charcuterie sort of bowl with some chocolate and some fruit. I had some champagne, and I had my candles, some very zen music, and I just soaked. I soaked, and I just was just there with myself. And something so small like that made such an impact in my life. And I would recommend you all to just maybe try something like that. If you're feeling mentally drained, if you're feeling physically drained, and unfortunately, again, some of us might not have the chance to step away for 30 minutes to just take a bath. But if you're able to, I would also recommend you try that. But like I mentioned, I did a couple of things to bring my mental health back, especially surrounding myself with amazing people, and also giving myself a lot of positive words of affirmation. You know, looking myself in the mirror and just telling myself, like, you're amazing, you're bomb, you know, like daily affirmations. It's just so crazy how in life, how you're feeling, everything around you kind of speaks to you. So when I was really down and out, all of a sudden my Instagram feed was very just like motivational. My Instagram feed was like sending me like songs. Like there's this one that's like, I am healthy, I am rich, I am that rich, you know, I am gonna get that bag and I'm not gonna take your shit, I am protected, well respected, I'm a queen, I'm a dream, I do what I want to do, I am who I want to be because I am me. Like that was something that I literally would just like say to myself, and it came from like TikTok. But it's like little small things like that where you kind of like snap back, and it's just like, okay, this is speaking to me. Why is this speaking to me? It's speaking to me in a positive way, and I seen that and I honed that in and I accepted it, and stuff like that really did help me. So again, I don't want to make this video too long. It's just me just sharing with you all what has been going on the last couple of months. Like I said, yes, I am feeling a billion times better, And it's okay if you neglect your plants. It's okay if some plants die. What matters the most is that you are good mentally and you find different ways to kind of remove yourself from that situation. And if you're not able to remove yourself from that situation, definitely try and communicate. Try and communicate with, again, people who you find of value and people who find you of value, because it's very important to mentally be here, because if mentally you're not here, everything else around you gets affected. With that being said, thank you so much, my salty pecans, for watching this video. If you liked it, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and sharing. Subscribe if you aren't already. Join this little cookie family because we're pretty awesome here. Become a salty pecan, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified every single time I upload a new video. And I will see you in the next one. Let's get growing. Bye.